Hello, guys. I just wanted to talk to you about Michael Bloomberg's latest investment in some swing states, supposedly with Texas and Ohio. So really where we're at right now, I did a video last week talking about how Michael Bloomberg has committed since late September to spend $100 million in Florida and carpet bomb Tampa, Orlando, and Miami with pro-Biden ads. This is all through Michael Bloomberg's Independence USA super PAC. So what it's led to is Florida being completely dominated with pro-Biden ads and forcing Trump out of a state that he desperately needs to win. Florida is being considered by people, by analysts, whoever. It's being considered a must-win state for Trump. So if Biden wins that, it's over, is what people are saying. But the idea is to allow the Biden campaign to focus their ad money and resources in other places while guaranteeing Biden advertising dominance in Florida. Biden can then focus his money on other places. So now Bloomberg and his Independence USA super PAC are pledging and spending $15 million in Texas and Ohio, as Texas and Ohio are two of the most likely states to, they're leaning Republican, but they're the most likely states that could be swayed to go Democrat, and because they're obviously important states. Ohio being a legendary swing state and not having picked the wrong president, as in every president that Ohio has picked since 1964 has ended up becoming president. So Ohio has always been in play, and they have a considerable amount of electoral votes. Obviously, Texas has more. Texas is the second largest population for any state. It is second most populous state. But for the first time in a lot of years, really, this is the closest Texas has been polling since 1976, with Jimmy Carter winning. Texas hasn't polled this well towards Democrats in a long time. And to be fair, as far as last time I've checked, Texas still has a 70% chance of going Republican or something like that. So Texas is still leaning strongly Republican, or at least considerably Republican, but Bloomberg is targeting Ohio and Texas to hope to try to swing them potentially, as his ad money is doing its wonders in Florida. So as you guys may remember, Bloomberg was a candidate in the 2020 Democratic primaries. In that situation, he spent since last fall, since late 2019 and into this spring, he spent a third of $1 billion, so some $300 and some billion dollars on his campaign. So he's completely self-funded. He's one of the wealthiest men in the country, or even the world. He's worth some $40 billion. So he's got more money than he knows what to do with, and he seems particularly involved in politics. I mean, he ran for president, managed to buy some 10 to 15% of the electorate, and then dropped out the day after Super Tuesday and handed it all to Joe Biden, no questions asked. It makes you wonder if that was his intention the whole time, is to just make it look like Biden is losing and then pile votes onto Biden just when he needs it to pull the wool over everyone. Whatever it is, Michael Bloomberg is deeply involved in Democratic funding, and I think it's no matter what way you lean politically, you should be concerned that some multi-billionaire can just dump $500 million. What it's going to amount to is nearly $500 million, close to $500 million in one election cycle, in 1 year. I mean, that's concerning. Any billionaire can dump that kind of those kind of resources into any political party or for his own campaign. Billionaires shouldn't treat our politics like a playground, and yet they do. And this is especially apparent. If Biden wins, that's fine with me. I mean, I would prefer Biden win at this point, but it just feels wrong that he can just throw money around. Because someday there's going to be a billionaire who you don't agree with, who you think is backing the wrong candidate. I mean, just imagine if some billionaire was pulling this move this late in the game, just imagine a billionaire who if the next Trump comes around and some billionaire dumps enough money in his campaign to put him over the edge without the popular vote to do it himself. I mean, it's a scary thought in that regard, and it should be a scary thought in this regard. But anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll be in touch.